Welcome to today's live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel. It is a Friday, and there's a new short video, episode 12. The difference between past perfect and past simple, when and when not to use the past perfect. So that is a new video that we uploaded today. So make sure you check it out. Now, in terms of the AM Language YouTube channel, Irina F., good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Okay, yeah, there's today's lesson. There it is. We are now currently on 794 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, or this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. As for the past perfect, part 2, make sure, if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you watch this video. It's a part of our short episodes, short series, part of our short playlist. We have now done 12 episodes, which take you through different language points. At the moment, we're going through the more of a grammar sort of element. So you can probably guess where we're heading with the next one, which I'm looking forward to. And all of this is a nice build-up. So if you guys ever have a question about some of the main language points, the main grammatical points in English, you can go to our YouTube channel and you can find a video that is no more than 5 minutes that can quickly explain to you what you need to know. The series is coming along nicely, and I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest. As for our daily live shows that happen every day at 4:30, I'm happy to say that we've now done 291 lessons, daily live lessons. So when you combine the 291 daily live lessons along with the short 12 short videos, you've got a lot of videos to choose from. I've also noticed that there are some other videos as well you can check out. There's some videos specifically for upper intermediate and pre-intermediate as well. So a nice range on the AM Languages YouTube channel. A lot of content there. As for everything else, I hope you're all doing well. In today's lesson, we are going to look at used to. Now, many of you will have looked at used to this week, and we can use used to in different ways. Now, I should say, we have looked at this language point many times on the YouTube channel. So if you go back in the past, you can find quite a few lessons on used to. What I'm going to draw you to, though, today are some songs that have used to. Now, I recently did Viva la Vida, I believe, and that's got used to as well. But one of the songs, a song that we can look at today it's quite a famous song. It came out a while ago. It's by a guy named Gotti. This is how you spell it, his name. And he had released a song called Somebody That I Used to Know. So I think in today's lesson, we can break this song down. We can talk about the lyrics a little bit, because usually we go from one song to another song to another song. But today I'd like to pay attention to just one song. Because there is obviously used to in it, but then there's an opportunity to break it down a little bit. What is the story? I mean, most of the time, okay, when we listen to music, there's when we listen to music, there's quite a few things that we need to think about. Okay, there's the meaning of the song, there's the type of tune, and then there's the lyrics, and all of that comes together with a meaning. So with that in mind, With that in mind, ah! Nearly lost you. So I've got, I have the guitar here today with me. Not that you can, this is the guitar over here. And we're going to see if we can work out the song. Okay, so let's have a little look. So, as always, let's have a little look at the lyrics. Now, the chorus is where you can find the actual used to bit. But like I said, today we're just going to look a little bit at more to do with the meaning of language. Okay, so today, yeah, we're looking at the meaning, and you guys can come in with your thoughts on what you think the meaning of the language is. If you haven't come across this song before, I will leave the link below, and it's quite useful. I mean, look, music is a great way to learn a language. It really is, and this one is a good song to look at. I think actually there's some really interesting lyrics actually when I look at this song. Of course, you'll probably find that it's a particular type of song, which I'll just ask you as well. So let me know in the live chat section if you have actually come across this song before. Okay, so we're going to start off with this over here. Okay, there we go. Make sure it's nicely broken up so it's easier to follow. I think I've done that quite nicely. Okay. So you've got this sort of, just as a reminder, how does this go? If I just recall. Now and then I think of when we were together. Like when you said you felt so happy you could die. Told myself that you're right for me, but I felt so lonely in your company. But that was love, and it's an ache I still remember. And it goes on a little bit. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found out that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends, but I'll admit that I was glad it was over. And then he goes into chorus. But you didn't have to cut me out, make out like nothing happened and we were nothing. I don't even need your love. And it felt so rough. And that's the point. I need the next bit. You didn't have to stoop so low. Get your friends, collect your records, and change your number. I don't even need you though. Okay. I shall put the guitar down because it's clearly distracting. You will find that I cannot play the guitar and sing at the same time. It's either one or the other usually for me. Unfortunately, I'm not that talented. And here we go. And now you're just somebody that I used to know. So let's have a little look at the lyrics over here. Really interesting lyrics. So the first thing, we're going to work from the bottom up. When you've got someone, when you have this, okay, now you're somebody that I use. Actually, let me just do that again because I just realized something. It's not clear enough for my liking. I think this is the sad bit because it does reflect a truth about when relationships end. When you've got this line, for instance, okay, now you're just somebody I used to know. Okay, what does this mean? Does it mean A, um, which is the best meaning of this sentence, actually? Let's go for that. A, he knew the person in the past. B, he knows the person in the present. Or C, so which definition is the best one of this entire sentence? Now you're just somebody I used to know. You'll hear that when you've got this used to, you've got D and T. You're not going to say used. Okay, first of all, used to. You go used to. Okay, so you're jumping over to the used to. And yes, Arena F, you are correct. That is the correct sentence. Yes, correct. Yeah, it's C. So you've got this used to, somebody that I used to know. So here is someone that he knew in the past, but he no longer knows in the present. So now let's work our way up. Now you're just somebody that used to. Okay, so no, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I did. I don't need that. Now, here's an interesting bit of language. You didn't have to stoop so low. Okay, let's look at this. You didn't have to stoop so low. Now, stoop is a particular word that we're looking at here. What do you think the meaning of this is, though, if you stoop so low? Do you think it's like, what is the best way to go about this? Because it's obvious that it's going to be a negative. But I don't want to ask you a simple question, oh, it's a negative. Is it a negative? Um, so in this sentence, okay, you didn't have to stoop so low. Um, what does this mean? Okay, stoop so low, the word stoop. Does this mean to be unkind? Um, does it mean to lower one's moral behavior? Or C, to break up? So which one is perhaps the correct one? The moral behavior one, oh, B says Arena F, and yeah, you are correct. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean all the time that the person has done something morally wrong, but their behavior is not what it perhaps should be. So it could be that the moral behavior has been lowered, or just maybe it isn't clear that something moral has been broken, uh, but their behavior is what you would say is perhaps a bit unfair. So there we go. Um, and then you have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Uh, I guess I don't need that though. That's always that. I think that speaks for itself. And I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and it feels so rough. Is this is sad but true. I think so. Let's see what this means. Okay. But you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. Again, what do we think this line means? I want to use, yeah, I'll use that. Okay, let's go with a slightly, I'm not going to shy away from not using new language. If there's the opportunity to use new language, I think it's always important to use it. There we go. So the person acts like they don't know you, or B, the person acts like there is no relationship between you and therefore you feel estranged. Now, estranged, a good word, in case you're wondering what this means, it means, well, no longer close. Simply is that. So, what do you guys think about this one? A, B, or C? Sorry, A or B. But you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. So obviously, because this is used to, you're talking about a past event, and we've established that okay, the relationship between these two people are now in the past. Arena says B. Yes, B is correct. Very good. Okay. And then, as you can see, overall here, as we look through this, let's now have a little look at meaning because we've looked at some individual language. So here's a question for you. What is the meaning of the song? So let me give you a few options. You can give me more than one answer here. Okay, B. And person feels that it was the right thing for the relationship to end. C. D. A, B, C, D, E. F. Dun, 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 dun. And G. Okay, so you tell me. It could be A, it could be B, it could be A and B. If you think it's all of them, let me know. So, what is the meaning of the song that's happening over here? So, let's go through it while you're having a think about it. So, you got now and then, I think of when we were together. Now and then means sometimes. Like when you used, like when you said you felt so happy you could die. That's something called hyperbole. Obviously, you know that you feel there are obviously highs and lows of relationships. Told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love, and it's an ache I still remember. That's an interesting one. When you feel lonely in a relationship, I think when you feel lonely in a relationship, I would say that's when you are with someone, but you no longer feel that you are friends. I think being like friendship is an important part of a relationship, and you'd want to be friends with that person. So I think there's that element. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. This is interesting, like resignation to the end, always the end. That's an interesting one. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. I think that's very much the case. Let me know if you think you can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. I know some people who end up, it's their it's their focus to be sad. It's quite sad, really. Um, Resignation is basically like giving up, um, effectively. So Rena F says that for her it's B and F. Okay, I'd agree with you. I think there's definitely B and F in there. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends, but I'll admit that I was glad it was over. So there, the person is showing relief. But you didn't have to cut me off. So cut me off. That's when you're going to stop talking to someone, make out like it never happened and that we were nothing. And I don't even need your love. But you treat me like a stranger, and it felt so rough. So there's lots of elements to this. It's a very interesting song, but it's a bit of a sad and depressing song. So the person is sad that the relationship is over. I don't think so much A. Irina F says B. The person feels that it was the right thing for the relationship to end. Yep, I think that might be very much the case. So I agree with you there. C. They feel relieved. I think they do feel relieved because they're glad that it was over. D. They feel like their relationship with the person is now estranged. Sorry, now estranged. Yes, it's going to be D as well. That's just meant to be now estranged, not no estranged. That's supposed to be now estranged. So yeah, that would also be D. E, they still love the person. No. F, they tried hard to keep the relationship working, but but in the end, it was too difficult. So definitely F. So I'd say for me, there would be answers in B, C, D, and F. C, D, I put C. Yep, C. Cool. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment in this sort of thing. So the next thing what I'm going to ask you is I'm going to ask you guys some questions in the live chat, and you guys can come in with your specific answer. So the first question is, do you like love songs? First of all, do you like breakup songs? Okay, so songs that are about breakups, and finally, um, do you enjoy? Let me ask you this question: Is Are there any particular songs you like of this category? Okay, so let me know in the live chat. Do you like love songs? First of all, do you like breakup songs? That's the second one. And are there any particular songs you like? Of the in this category? I'm going to change that to in this. Do you like any songs? Are there any particular songs you like in this category? I think that's going to be a better way of asking the question. Okay. For me, I would say, do you like love songs? Usually, no. I'm not really keen on love songs, to be honest. There are a few that I like, but generally speaking, they are not songs I go looking out for. Having said that, there are plenty of, there's so many love songs you can choose from. I mean, there's an endless list, really, of love songs. Do you like breakup songs? Generally speaking, no, I don't. I don't really like breakup songs, but I think some breakup songs do make sense. I think this one, Somebody I Used to Know, I think that does make sense. One of my personal favorite would be by the Foo Fighters. called Fighters, actually, sorry, called Best of You. That's a good song. I would definitely advise you guys go and check that out. That's a good song. And all of them always talk about a past of some kind. The question, I suppose, is when you're listening to, does it bring out an emotion, or can you just enjoy a song, I suppose? On the subject of used to, guys, don't forget there are used to. You've got a few different forms. Now, in the past, we've looked at used to in the past, used to in the present continuous, like I'm getting used to something, and the present simple in the sense I am used to something. So I suppose I could ask you guys, are you used to dealing with are you used to dealing with breakups, for example? Are you used to resolving differences? Resolving means differences. There we go. Resolving is a good one. Resolving is recover, basically. Let's go with that. Recover, solve. Let's say. Resolving is to solve something. So, are you used to resolving differences? I think I don't know how many people I can say are used to dealing with breakups. I think that's definitely something that people maybe get used to as time goes on. Are used to resolving differences. Yeah, that's a really important element of any relationship. Trying to resolve any differences. It's not always easy. In fact, most of the time it's quite difficult or just unpleasant. So that's those are the sort of questions. I realized that today actually there aren't many people watching. It could be that the grammar form is just a little bit too easy for the majority of our viewers at the moment, and I suppose maybe the type of song or songs. To be honest with you, there aren't many fun songs with used to in this, except what's the funnest song I know? Probably "Viva la Vida." I think that's probably the funnest song I know when it comes to this sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, I struggle to sing and play at the same time. So let's have a little look. So, guys, out of curiosity, because I'm aware of the time and there aren't many people watching, so I'm not going to go for the full length as usual. What I would say is definitely check out some songs. I'd say definitely check out this song here by Gotti, I think his name is. It's an older song. And it was a pretty successful song at the time. I think it came out. What else? What other songs came out at the same time? I think a song that came out maybe roughly at the same time was Bruno Mars's "I'll Do Anything for You." I'll catch a grenade for you. That was one. Maybe I should look at. Maybe I should just do a in future music English and an actual artist. Just look at some songs by specific artists. So I think I might do that in the future, because then you can that opens up the opportunity to look at, let's say, Bruno Mars's songs. We can have a bit of a laugh as well. Lady Gaga, obviously. Sia, if you're into that sort of music. If you're into my sort of music taste, we can always look at Foo Fighters, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, but I don't know how many people really like that. Maybe sometimes you guys might prefer musicals. Maybe you might want me to have a look at some English from a specific musical, like Mamma Mia, for example, which is all ABBA. Speaking of ABBA, actually, Eurovision Song Contest. You know what? I missed a trick. Actually, should have looked at that this week. Missed a trick. Okay, meaning missed An opportunity. Good one to know. If you miss a trick, you missed an opportunity. This weekend is the Eurovision Song Contest, and that could be quite a good one too. I should have looked at that. There's a potential. There's always the possibility to look at some very, very funny things over there. So that is this weekend. I don't know if you like Eurovision Song Contest. Let me know if you do like the Eurovision Song Contest. I've always thought Eurovision was just quite funny. I don't think I've ever taken the Eurovision Song Contest seriously. I remember a few years, when was it? Maybe a few years ago, the winner won with what sounded like a chicken song. But anyway, this tomorrow, Eurovision, that's going to be held in the Netherlands, in Holland. So I would say if you're not sure what to do, I would say check it out. Worth watching. Maybe have a bit of a laugh. Definitely something that you don't need to take too seriously. That's for sure. Well, guys, I'm going to be back next week at 4:30 with another live English lesson. Make sure you check out the Past Perfect Part 2. That's where it shows you how to use the past perfect in relation to the past simple. Make sure you have a good weekend. Stay safe. And I'll be back next week with more music. Well, not more music. I'll be back next week with more live English lessons, except for Friday. So I will be so next week, just as a heads up, there'll be lessons on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There won't be a lesson on Friday. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. And Irene F., thank you very much for your participation in today's lesson. Much appreciated, as always.